Hi. I couldn't get the mouse to grab that. There's something about the texture of my machine here. And it kept going boink, boink, boink. Hi, how's it going? Happy Thursday, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. Hi, Hannah. Hello, Knit and Crochet. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. Everybody's number one today. Tanya, you're getting robbed. All right. No, I did not already sew them. This is what we're making today. They're unpressed, so the pocket keeps like fluffing up. So, I think I'm gonna fix these for him too. This little thing he doesn't really like, understandably, see how it's doing the wavy thing here. It's interesting because I was looking at how much I need to lower the waistband to fix this. And it will make the waistband not aligned with the other one. You know what I mean? So that's probably why it ended up like this. So you see how it's pretty much aligned with the right front. And to get rid of this, it's funny because this is kind of taut. It's just there's this bubble. I'm thinking that's really the issue. But I can fake it. It's still doing the buckling, right? So it's too long there. I'm going to pull it down a little bit. But it'll make the waistband a little bit off. Like about an eighth, like a fat eighth of an inch. But that won't bug him. This bugs him. You know what I mean? So I'm going to pop that out. We could do it first. We could do it on Saturday. It's up to you guys. I'm getting really lucky that this is on the buttonhole side. It'll be a pretty quick fix too. Maybe I should just do it really quick and at least I have something to hand him. We'll just take it out. You know me, I don't really like having like a start-stop right here, but you know, I don't know how, I just need to go like to here, I think. We'll see. And then we're sewing jeans. Hi Kim, how's it going? Everybody's getting number one today. I like how generous it's being today. Yesterday someone popped in before the stream started and commented, because you can like, you guys could sit there and hang out like it's a live chat feed when the stream isn't even live. It's kind of funny. And they said, you know, I'm watching this after work. And they had the number one badge. And I think they had it all stream yesterday. They weren't even there. It's such a weird new feature. All right. We're just going to take this out. And I've left my scissors at the serger. Well, I put the serger on my ironing mat. So we're just going to poke this in there. I think I need to go a little further, actually. Let's go like right here. Sometimes you just got to swap one issue for another. And that's what we're going to be doing here. Because that is more of a functional problem. And, you know, it's annoying that it's gaping. Let's get rid of the bobbin, if we can find it. All right. I love fixing things like this. I do feel like my wardrobe is like a part-time job sometimes for things like this, because when you know that it can be fixed, it's kind of annoying. So now I need to take out this little bit right here. And when I go to fix it, I'm just going to sew it as one stitch. I'm not going to attach this side of the waistband to the pant first. I'll just slip it in there and then top stitch it down. If I could get off the back stitch here, that'd be great. There we go. Hey Michelle. Hey Donna. How's it going? How you guys doing? I'm just repairing these for Michael real quick since they bug him. Why not, right? We're here. We can do that. We can't lengthen them. That ship sailed. I mean, I could actually, but you know, there would be like this wear line right here. Swapping one issue for another, like I said. All right, so we're gonna bring this down. So we're gonna poke it in there like that. We don't want it to buckle over here. Did we pull out enough of that? Oh, let's get rid of this. See this right here? Let's pull it out over here. And then I promise we'll sew. I'm gonna start, I looked to see if I had the instructions for these jeans and I don't have them. So I'm gonna do them in my order. But I'm gonna do them differently than my usual order, which usually I sew like all the backs together, and I always suggest that if you're new to sewing jeans or something heavy duty. Sorry. Jeans inherently aren't hard to sew. Pants aren't hard to sew, but some machines don't really like heavy duty fabric, you know? All right, let's see if this gives us a better when this is up. So I think he's gonna have to deal with this right here. If he's not gonna iron this, this is always gonna be like that. I think we could poke it up more. Like maybe we could over exaggerate it. I'm doing all the work here. You guys are doing nothing. Let's see, let's poke it up there further. I'm gonna overdo it and see if this is what it takes. It might make the waistband look very misaligned. See, this is a problem. Can you see that? See that? You know what it would take to fix this is unpicking this. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what it would take. But it could be ironed and it would be better. It's like this is stretched out right here or warped. This is shorter than this right here. But I think that already is hugging it better there. Like that's a problem there. Let's see. Hey, Amy. You're watching and learning. I don't know. Oh, well, I'm just fixing Michael's pants. They do this weird wavy gape thing because this edge right here, it's like it's too long, which is strange because the waistbands do match, but I think it's because when I sewed it here, maybe it just got a little warped. I don't really know. I personally think this is not folded in the right spot. It should probably be folded more like my finger along this line, like just slightly in, just a tiny bit in, and then to nothing here. It's like it's maybe curved right there. It's hard to tell, but this is like I asked him, what is it? If I'm making these pants for you, so what bugs you about this pair? You know, yeah. So I'm going to just do the best I can to fix them while we're here and getting ready to sew, you know. He didn't ask me to fix them, but it's something I can do. And then we're gonna get to sewing jeans. I wonder if I can like pull this up like this artificially, like the center. Yeah, let's pull the center up a little bit and pull this down. Let's see. Maybe laundering them a few times will retrain it. Oh, my stitch length is a little different. I forgot to check that. Yeah, I think that's already better. But it's kind of, the ship has sailed right here, this thing right here. Anyway. All right, let's sew some jeans. We're making the Wardrobe by Me men's jeans today. Here we go. We're gonna start with our fronts. Ooh, is it lagging for you? I just saw a lag spike. I know it's really bright, but the denim is it lagging for you or is it just me? It could be my computer. I upped the FPS just as an experiment. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for telling me my sewing's like ready to wear. No, I'm just teasing. When it's an insult. Yeah, that's the conundrum with those. Those were something I sewed for the how-to video. The sewing is fine. The sewing's really good on those. But when I'm recording and sewing, it's like you're doing two things at once. You are, but you're really focused on a lot of things. So I look back sometimes at my sewing and I'm like, oof, because I'm just trying to teach. I don't know. It's no big deal. I'm going to just turn down the brightness a little bit. Probably when I click this box, it's going to do it automatically. Oh, you're not going to do it this time, huh? See how much... We'll see if we can hang with that. Okay. All right, so we have our coin pocket. We have our zipper extension. We have the pocket facing. And we have our pocket right here. And we have our front. So we're going to do the pockets first, and then we're going to do our zipper. I've added my interfacing to all my pieces, which was only, I did the zipper extension, the waistband, and I did the zipper fly. I did a lot of little tweaks to this pattern before I cut it, and I went over all of those at the beginning of the cutting video. There were a couple of things that may have gotten fixed when the pattern got released, one of which is the length of this guy here. And hi Rachel, how's it going? So that was my big thing. And then I did a couple of fit things for Michael. I took in the hem circumference for him. I think that's it. I changed the seam allowances so that I can do some flat felled seams at the rise and the inseam because I like that finish. I'm gonna use, this is a rare time I'm gonna use an overlock because I pretty much don't have a seam finish for the side seam without using the overlock with jeans in particular, and a lot of pants side seams. You can't really flat fell side seams and inseams. You can, but it's a lot of work and not, in my opinion, not worth it sometimes because of the other things other things you have to deal with. I don't really, you can do it if you want. But it's just one of those things where it's like, it's okay. I can handle an overlock seam occasionally, you know? So yeah, so let's prep these guys here and do our pocket. I'm not gonna iron my little pocket hem here because I have the serger sitting on the iron thing. So I'm gonna hem the coin pocket here. And what I can do is use my Hera marker to do that. That helps a little bit. I do have the same, I was about to call that yarn, thread in the upper and the lower, but I'm gonna hem it from the top. And we're gonna do a lot of double needle top stitching today. So we're gonna just blind sew this. Yeah, the stitch length's kind of long, but I really like a good stitch definition, you know? Like that. I like the other one better. Maybe I will dial down the stitch length a little bit. Fancy tools being, oh yeah, my hero marker. Isn't it pretty? My plaid hero marker. Is it not lagging for you? It's just me, isn't it? I think it's my computer like, FPS, what are you talking about? It's usually at 30. And how's it going, Terry and Jan? How's it going? How's it going? All right. All right, so I'm gonna turn this under. It's so rare. I'm gonna do double stitch on this as well. I'm gonna turn in this little corner here, try and get it tucked in there. And I'll just go around the perimeter twice to get those 2 rows. No need to do the angle. Maybe I could bring in the, zoom in the camera a little bit. Oh, you on the chore coat thing, like now. I better get on it then. Oh yeah, the computer does not like the 60 FPS. I'm hoping it makes the quality better. I'm just experimenting with some things with the quality of the thing. Why isn't this responding? I may have to turn off 60 FPS. Oh my goodness. Can I turn it off now? Let's see. I don't think so. I do not think so. All right, well, rip. All right, here we go. Now it's letting me open it. So I'm doing little experiments here and there because my other computer will be here in the next couple weeks. It's up at the office and I'm doing something to it that I'm hopefully going to be able to use these nicer cameras I bought last year. But I can't use on this computer because I don't have any USB-C ports. People act like that's standard and it is not. I don't know why everyone says, your computer should definitely have USB-C ports. I do not. I have not bought a computer that has them standard. I bought one last year and it has 2 ports out of all of them. And they're on the front and they were given to me for charging. So, and that's kind of weird because a lot of things you're buying nowadays, USB-C is becoming the port they want to put on the device. And then people say, well, then just get a thing that converts it. That doesn't work for cameras. And sometimes, or a hub, and I'm like, yeah, you need a USB-C hub thing. I hate being talked to like I don't know. Like I haven't tried everything. Okay, I can barely see, man. I think I can do one more stitch here. One more stitch, yeah. We'll do 2 stitches across. But anyway, I just thought I'd start experimenting a little bit because if I can stream in 4K, that'll make the quality better. Especially for those of you who are weirdos and have me on your TV in your living room, which is, I just can't think about. And it'll make the detail better. Like you'll be able to see the detail better. Hopefully. Yeah, I think I should start thinking that way too, Terry. I have, did I put this on upside down? No, I didn't, right? Okay. Whew. Panic. I have a gift certificate to my local fabric store, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to go there. All right, do we want to turn under this edge or overlock it for the pocket facing? We could overlock it. You know? That would be you, Amy. Yeah, converters don't work for everything, especially things that take a lot of power, like a camera. So, but I'm kind of hoping that this computer I had built a couple years ago for editing that didn't work out for editing. I'm going to add USB-C ports to it, hopefully. I have no hope that it'll work. Have a lot of hope it'll work. I don't have any expectation it'll work. I'm a little worried the computer will be like, nah. Because like this one has been great. It's really, I'm going to move the camera here. Let me put this little thing on here. I'm going to slide you down to the overlock. I think you can hear me this time now. I put the microphone so you can hear me push, push, push. Oh, oh, we just ran over something. Let's see if we can do that. I think that might be enough. Maybe we could overlock the, let's see. Oh, my goodness. This might not be a good idea. This light here. I changed my lights yesterday. Oh, wait, that'll work. Okay, wait, sorry. I know you're looking at my utility cart. There we go. Yeah, cool. All right, so we have, it's these two sides that we'll do. I'm going to do some red today so you can see my stitching. I thought that would be kind of fun because it's going to go with the pocket lining pretty nicely. I also made the stitch length really short, so it's really dense. I'm going to see if I can just turn the corner here without stopping. Pick it up. Yeah. Pull my threads up top. Keep going. Yeah, that turned out pretty good. See, that's really dense. Hope he likes it. Wait, I want to do, this is my, okay, yeah. So it looks cool. That's all. I wanted it to look dense to look nice, mainly for the fly. What's going on there? Is something loose there? Let me tighten up the tension a little bit. Okay, yeah, okay. That looks looser this time. I thought it looked kind of cool. Instead of binding, that's what I'm thinking, right? Because I was considering binding it, and I was like, you know, we don't need to go to all that. I'm going to overlock a couple of things while we're here. I should have sewn the bottom of this right here. So I never do it on the serger, but I will today. So I'm going to put this right sides together. This is just the bottom of the fly extension. And then I like to do a little technique now that I've practiced so much, where we're going to go along this edge here, and then I'm going to flip it so that I have no tail. I'm just going to pull this because I didn't iron it. I'm going to pull it down. Now this little, when I do this on these angled pieces, I'm not like the greatest at it, you know. All right, so we're going to drop the needles off, pick them up, lift the presser foot, and then I'm going to awkwardly flip this over, trying not to pull the threads out too far. I'm going to put it back in there. I'm not going to cut it with my knife. Yes, I know I can drop the knife. I don't like doing that. I'm going to pull all of my threads on top, put the presser foot down, and keep going. I haven't done it in a while, so I'll take that. That's not bad. So now I don't have the tail hanging off down here. It doesn't look great, but maybe we can tighten it up when we're attaching it in the fly sewing and get a nicer finish down there. Maybe not. This pattern has a, oh, I thought it was more smooth. Did I? Oh, I may have taken a lot of that off. I'm pretty sure her pattern is more soft right here, not angle. And I may have done that when I increased the seam allowance. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just make it a curve right here. Kind of stay true to this pattern. I'm just barely trimming anything because this one's set up for it. Let's see if I can do it here. I did better when I went from this way. Yeah. Okay, this is way better. Okay, we'll go like this, and then we'll turn like that. And then we have a kind of a smooth thing here, because usually what you do is you cut up to the drill hole right here, and then you finish this edge and you finish this edge. You can finish the crotch section together with the other one, but you finish the fronts separately. And then you have to slice right here to make that happen. We're not going to do that. Let's see how my you're still practicing. Oh, I wasn't going to do the same one I usually do, Amy, but I did do the fly extension that way. Let's see how well I can turn this corner. So sometimes I'll just peel this back to get it out of the way of the knife. I'm going to push that closer. Push. This would be a great thing to drop your knife for. I'm really pushing it into the machine because I want it to be closer. I don't want the serger edges to hang off. Sorry, Amy. Practice, practice, practice. That looks pretty good. That's my tip, because you guys saw how much I spent like a year practicing that, you know. I mean, not every day. It was just every time I got the opportunity. So I get it. It's hard. There's a lot. I feel like a circus act right now. I'm standing on one leg. I've been training myself to sew with my left foot. So I don't really trust sometimes. I feel like sometimes my left foot is a little untrustworthy. It'll like press when I'm not ready. I don't realize it. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I like that. In place of binding, what do you think? That looks pretty good. And I just shortened the length of the stitches. And on this machine, that's this right here, the top knob. And can you see how it says, well, I wrote the word length right there on a piece of tape. But do you see right here how the, this right here, this little zigzag is like squished, whereas this zigzag is further apart? So I just turned it up. So yeah, that's how I did that on this one. Play with your machine. That works too, Michelle. Whatever works for you, I think that's fine. Okay. Let's move over again. I don't think will we need the overlock again? I don't think so. Not today. All right. I can't wait to get my other machine, my other computer, so I can finish setting this up. It's going to be amazeballs. Between just a lot of things. Wait, I gotta pull this. Oh, there we go. I'm learning how to use this new light. It's not new, but whatever. Anyway. Okay. The lighting was better over there, huh? Yeah, I totally, Angela, same. I mean, I do that when I have the tail. I just do not like the tail. You're not cheating at all. Like on like according to who, you know? I just don't think. Okay. Is that too bright? You know, like you just do what you want and what works for you and what you have. I think a good example of that is me. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you. If you looked at how I sew things when I first started streaming to how I sew them now, I've changed. And I think that that's the mark of someone curious, you know, like curious and you want to experiment. I've lost my fly extension. Oh, here it is. And it's when people are just married to one way of doing something for everything and they just cannot fathom changing that. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm doing it this way right now and I might not do it this way forever. It's just too bright. It's too bright. It's too bright. It's too bright. This is why we need a camera person in here. Like, do you think we could rustle up a salary for a camera person for live streams? Oh man, my computer's so laggy. Sorry, it's just hesitating a lot. I think the 60 FPS was a bad idea. Now we know. I'll switch it before Saturday. That's okay. Denim is hard. Now you see why I don't sew jeans a lot. All right. I would like the cute side of my pockets to show to the inside of my jeans, so I'm going to put the wrong side of the pocket towards the hand, and I'm going to stitch this down. The stitch length is still kind of long. I love this little miniature coin pocket. It's really cute. I might just start sewing these just because it's kind of cute to sew. It's really fun. Did I do the wrong side? I did do the wrong side. I knew something was wrong. You could tell I knew something was wrong, right? I was like, this looks weird. Look, I did the side seam. Oh my goodness. Let me just serge this really quick. Holy. Sorry, Amy. That would have been a good chance to show you that little method that I flipped there, but I will always do it for you other times. All right, so here we go. We're going to lay this on here. Yeah. That, you know, next you guys are going to be asking for a dog cam. You know, if you would like to see the dog, he is right there. Always close by. And then Noodle will be in here, and then you'll want a cat cam and a dog cam. And then I'll start getting complaints that this lady's live streams have more pets than sewing on them. Dog cam. Maybe if my, when I get the other computer down here, we'll see how it goes. We're only running 2 cameras. This computer can run 4. It's just acting funny right now because of the FPS change that I made, which is just the frames per second. So usually, like when you're doing something, like if you want lots of really big detail, and if you want things that are happening really quickly to show up nice, you're gonna up the frames. And so that's why I up the frames, not because we're doing like high action packed stuff, but because we're doing detailed stuff. And it's just one of the many things you can do. Oh, speaking of the bobcat, I have a video. Do you guys want to see my video? Wait, let me let me not pull up my camera roll in front of you guys. Let's see. I have a lot of selfies. Okay, look. Look at this is yesterday while I was live streaming. So that's looking out my kitchen window. So all the bird feeders are to the right, and this is like this little scrubby area to the left of it that goes off, like where there's a spring and a creek right back there. But there it is, middle of the day, just hanging out. Just, you know, and then there it is on our air conditioner. So you can see its little bobtail. So that's why it gets its name, Bobcat. But yeah, broad daylight. So that's Michael. He's just standing there taking a video. He thought it was Noodle, our cat. Yeah, kind of crazy. All right. I was like, wow, that was happening while I was live streaming. Oh, man. Does Bailey have more room than you, Michelle? I'm just going to pin up the legs of my pants. I feel like it's easier to manage. All right, so we're going to sew this together here. I just left the regular seam allowance on this one. This seam. You've seen it gone backwards? Uh-oh, what do you mean? What's gone backwards? I showed that bobcat video twice. Hi, Kira. I haven't seen you in a bit. How are you doing? I'm going to trim this down a tiny bit because it's a curve. You can clip it. Lately, I like clipping curves. I still think clipping curves is great. However, if you can get away with just trimming the curve and not clipping it, I think that's my first plan of attack lately. And that's just because if you want a nice smooth line and you're cutting, like you've heard me say, the more clips, the better the curve. And that's why, right? So if you can't put a lot of clips in it, you're going to get a lot of short, straight things. Knitting all the time. Nice. I used to knit all the time too. This is where we want the iron. You know, I don't think we have any more serging, so let's turn the iron on. I think that would be a good thing. Let's move the serger. Turn that on. Well, we'll sew the other one. I think it's your connection. Oh. That's never good. maybe you click, you know what, if you double tapped your screen on the left side, it'll jump back. 20 seconds, mine, the default's 20 seconds per jump. So you can double tap the right side of your screen and it will jump forward until it's live. Beverly, how are you? Where in the world are you? Yes, they're facing the right way because, stop giving me heart attacks, man. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Terry, stop it. Put you in timeout. Oh, good. Yeah, I bet, Michelle. You've been seeing several folks trim curves with pinking shears here. Like, oh. That's interesting. You're in, oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I know. It is a little weird when you see me sewing on the wrong side of the fabric, but that's just so that this side shows to the pants. This took me so many like sewing pants to feel confident doing that. Like I would always be like, and I would do it wrong sometimes, but now I just think of this as the right side of my pocket. All right, I'm gonna press this real quick. I won't drag the camera over there. I'm just gonna press the curve real quick. Well, I'm glad you get to be at home, Beverly, even though usually you're traveling. But I guess that's more of like a winter thing you do, huh? I'm definitely not live streaming as much, but you guys just all need to thank Beverly for all the wonderful timestamps that she's always providing you guys for live streams and stuff. Not that she needs to today. Just saying, she is the one that has done just about all the timestamps for the live streams, for the sewing ones. All right. Hello, Nancy. All right, so now we have the curve pressed, and I'm actually gonna pin it a little bit, keep it to the inside. I always try and look for a little bit of my outer fabric to show along the curve. And I'm gonna do 2 rows again. We're here for the stitching, right? Can you guys see okay? Maybe I could bring the camera down lower instead of monkeying around with the brightness. I'm actually gonna go across the top and go down. Let's see if I can keep this nice and flat. Back stitching the side seam. There we go. We appreciate it, Beverly. I rely on those so much. Like someone will say, Saremy, did you ever do a video on this? You know, like what Amy was asking about doing the serging when I have a clip here and I do the little cleaned finish one. And I may not have a video of it, so then I will find it in a live stream. And you help me narrow down where I'm at in the live stream sometimes. You prevent me from having to watch myself a lot, which I really appreciate. Let's just roll this one up too. That. Pulling on the pocket. Just trying to maintain the shape of the opening there. I have one little crooked stitch, that's annoying. Okay. One crooked stitch. Thanks for the reassurance, Terry. All right, here we go. We've got our pocket, and now we're going to, I'm going to French seam the bottom. So I'm going to put this wrong sides together, even though it doesn't look like it, first. And I did add a little extra seam allowance here to be able to do this. But, you know, you could lose a little on 3/8. I'm pretty sure I did. You're just losing a little pocket bag length. And then now I'm going to press my thumb along the curve. That seems to always help it kind of poke out, especially on pocket bags. They can be a little tricky to iron. And now I'll enclose that. All right. Nice. That looks good. Let's see our first pocket. With nary a pocket bag showing, hopefully. Why is that so off over here? Can I pull it over? I can. Does that work though? Yeah, I thought about that, Michelle, but I wasn't sure if he wants to pigeonhole the jeans for that. Yeah, I respect that, Angela. Sometimes your hands deserve a visual treat. Pulling this over. It's kind of amazing how weird this is to shape sometimes. It is acting a little weird here. See that see this right here? So this may be because the pattern just has this little tail and I need to trim that off. That could be it. It may not be me. It was an unreleased pattern at the time, so I'll just need to trim that to match and make a mental note to check on that. Later on. Let's see if this one does it. That's the real test. Yeah. Right, Michelle? Exactly. You just never know. I don't want him to not want to wear them because of that, you know? Oh, yeah, right, Angela, so that the pocket opening sticks out a little bit. He would not like that, that's for sure, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary on curved pockets at all. I think it's more necessary on pockets that are over a stress point of the body, or pockets that are sometimes the straight hip pockets, you know, the straight ones that aren't on the inseam, but I mean the side seam, but they are angle. I call them hip pockets, but I don't know what the formal term is. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna do that. His pants are so loose on him, you guys. He does not need that ease, you know. And I know he won't want them looking more like bubbly. Let's see how this one looks. If this one's not doing it, we'll know it was a me problem on the other one. Oh no, it's doing it big time. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so if I left it and brought that over like this, yeah, it creates this. Yeah, I'm going flat. Okay. Just kind of straightening it out. All right, so let's top stitch, or no, let's just stitch this down. What's that bump? Oh, my pin. Acceptable. And we'll go all along the top too. Stabilize this whole section, especially because we don't want this to get to be a different size for the waistband. Looking good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could see if you wear really tight pants, it might be really helpful. He doesn't. Hence not the need for the what did Nancy call them? The super skinny stretch jeans. All right, so now we can do our fly. This is where we're at. I like the red though, it looks good. I did end up making binding little bikes, but I think what I'll use this for is the inner waistband for the Hong Kong finish style. So, yeah, for jeggings. Yeah, exactly, Nancy. All right, so we have our fly shield and we have our fly. I have my zipper. Here's all my things. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna sew this right sides together. I have my notch here, so we're gonna go down, and then where that little drill hole is, that's where I'll end my basting stitch and switch to the regular length. I decreased the size of this interfacing by quite a bit, like 5/8, I think. I didn't really like it poking out beyond where the zipper is, where the whole fly is, you know. All right, so now I'm gonna switch to my normal and go back to regular stitch length. All right. Flip this. Oh, let's top stitch it. This is kind of your only chance to top stitch the center front, so press the fly open. Actually, I was gonna look at this really quick, how I did this. If I did it, there's a couple ways to do this. And I wanted to see if I could detect. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, all right, cool. All right, so we're gonna press this open, and we're gonna stitch on one side of the fly, the left front. Nancy has plans. She's looking for a jeggings pattern. So I'm going to stitch on this side here. As I'm looking at it, it's my right side, but it's the left front. And we're just going to go along the center front because it's the only chance you're going to get to do a top stitch here. And I think that this is a nice way to finish that fold edge because it is a fold, not a seam. This is clearly my favorite way to do a zipper fly with the built-on fly facing. However, there are drawbacks to it. One of which being that we basted it shut. I think that right there is probably the worst aspect of this, because when we undo the stitches, it'll leave a mark, you know. Theoretically, the mark is going to be covered up by the zipper fly meeting right there, but you know. Hi Eliza, how's it going? Sometimes it doesn't happen. All right, so here we have it. And now we're gonna stitch our zipper on face down. I'm gonna line up the zipper tape to the center front seam. And because my zipper is the right length, hint, hint, I can line up my tape here, and my stop is going to be well away from this curve, because that's the goal, right? You're actually going to stitch it on this side, not this side. So you want this really far away, because this is about to go like this. It's going to get smaller, but it'll still keep it away. So that's what you're going for. You don't want this stop to go all the way down here. You wouldn't open your zipper down that far. And you want to be able to go by the zipper stop with your zipper, with your foot of your presser foot. You know what I mean? So, you know, Angela, I actually think it's because some of them just don't know how to do it. And in an effort to understand how it's done, they create it in a way that makes sense to them, and that's fine. Like, there's no wrong way to do it. It's not like the gods of sewing said, there's only one way to make a zipper fly. All the ways are deviations, you know what I mean? Like, and you can do it, but there are ways that you're gonna like and not like, more or less. I have to find my zipper foot. It's in my beautiful organized drawer right here. Let's see, I have two. I don't have the one I want. Oh, wait. Could I use my TL? Which one is... I just honestly don't know. Anyway. You know what I mean? See you soon! Yeah, so I just used my own method. I wonder if I can use my TL zipper foot. Because the one that comes with my machine is super narrow. There's just not a lot of traction. Hold it up. Let me show you. Is this my... You know what? I think I bought this. I don't think I mean, I only have... oh, no, I guess the Bernina. I have the Bernina. Poor Bernina. I forget her. Let's see if this works. I don't know. Ooh. Ooh. Hold up. Ugh. I don't know, Terry. Oh, wait. I can adjust this. Which side do I want it on? Have I ever sewn my zipper on with a zipper foot on this channel? I don't know. I want to be on this side, so that was right. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this with a zipper foot. I'm scared. It sounds different. I'm totally scared. All right, so this is still open. Both my jeans are on this side. We're only sewing on this one layer. Usually I just use my regular presser foot. All right, and now we're gonna turn it and top stitch it. Oh, that makes me so nervous. I'm edge stitching it now. Sorry. I haven't used a zipper foot, like a real one like this, in decades, and it's making me nervous. You guys think I'm fearless. You just don't have the perspective I have. I know my hands are nowhere near the needle or the rotary blade or whatever. I'm sorry it makes people uncomfortable for sure. Like, I totally am really sorry about that. Right now you should be flinching because I'm flinching because now I'm nervous. Okay. All right. So now we have our zipper here like this. Okay. Zipper foot debut. Woo woo. All right. And now we're going to just flop it over to the other side. And I always turn my pants upside down. This is where I've always wanted a zipper foot. This stitch, this one right here. I can get away with using my regular foot for the other, but this one's harder. So this is where you really want to make sure all of this is flat. You don't want that bubble I got on the other pants, right? Because this is when this happens. So when, like, say you just flop this over like this and you sew it down. If you don't make sure this is pulled nice and tight, what if you went like this? You see how I did that? Like, I pushed it and see now I have this weird little bubble. That's what happens, right? Because I do find that sometimes I don't have enough real estate, oh my gosh, to stitch it down. All right, so you just want to do this layer again. And this side especially, I have not had enough space sometimes to do 2 rows. Sorry if I made y'all nervous. I feel okay right now. I love that I can do my 2 rows next to each other. That looks so much cleaner. All right, finally. I did try buying a zipper foot, and the thing I got in the mail, it was like, oops. It was not a zipper foot. It was the weirdest thing. I've saved it so that if we ever do an in-person event, I have this table, I have stuff for a table that's going to be like a free swap. Like, do these bobbins work for you? Because I've gotten some random things from way back accidentally, and I didn't realize I got the wrong thing for way too late. And the zipper foot, I did realize that right off the bat, and then when I went and looked, I'm like, oh, that is what's in the photo, but the perspective was, it just wasn't accurate. And it's like as if you're putting a zipper foot on your machine, but it was meant for the machine next to you because it was so far, it was like out here. I'm not exaggerating, by the way. Like, if the zipper foot was like out here, but you're sewing here, and it wasn't a quilting spacing foot, it was sold as a zipper foot. So I don't really know what that was for. It's yours if you find it on the free table at whatever event we do someday. All right, so now we're going to do our curved stitching. The zipper fly is looking really nice, by the way. I'm going to make sure everything's nice and flat. No bubbles. No whammies. And I like to transfer the curve with the hero marker, but this isn't the sewing line, right? That's the edge of the facing. I need a stronger one. Let's really... Okay. And now, oh yeah, there we go. I can see that. I'm gonna stitch parallel to that. Michelle's like, why are you doing it then? I get a lot of comments that like, why don't you just use a zipper foot? I just didn't have one. That's all. There was no other real reason. I don't mind using a zipper foot. I just didn't have, the one I have is narrow like this. This works really great. The problem with this is you don't have a lot of purchase on the fabric. It's just this really narrow thing. And so things get a little wiggly sometimes. All right, so I'm going parallel to my hair marker line, which I can see, you probably can't. We're making sure it's nice and flat. No bubbles, no bubbles. And now I'm going to start deciding what I want my decorative thing to be. I'm pushing my, making sure my crotch section here, the seam allowance is pressed towards the same side. What do I want to do? Usually I go up to here and then I just go down. That's kind of my little move. We're well away from the zipper stop. The zipper stop is like, it's right here. That's the zipper stop. Can you even see that? The zipper stop's right here. Doesn't seem like it. I know it's really nerve-wracking. I really do know that, you know. Okay, so now we're just gonna go down. Kind of making it flat. It's a curve, you know. There we go. And then now we want to do any bar tacks. We're going to do it with our zip extension. Okay. And now we're going to attach this. Oh, wow. I could have still done that. You know, this is what I don't like. I'm with you guys. I feel like even if you do figure out your perfect zipper fly, it doesn't take into account, hi Kay, welcome. It doesn't take into account what width zipper you used, and this one is narrower than the others. So you see what I mean? Like right now you would attach this like usually like right here to this edge. But see how close that is? I want it to go like this. I want that. So I think I'm going to stitch it far over. What do you think of that? And then make a note that I should trim down this side of my fly facing by that much. Right? Am I caring too much about this? Also, is this too long? Maybe bring it up a little bit. What do you guys like it? Like, you would recut it? Well, I can't, it's already sewn. Oh, you would recut this and just make it really gigantic? Like all the way out here? That's really large, Michelle. But you're right, that is a possibility. We could just make it an inch, like the pattern piece, an inch wider. And then I would probably trim this. I don't like this little wingding right there, you know what I mean? Oh, the camera's so close. Let me pull it up so you can see what I'm talking about. So this just needs to be narrower, right? It needs to be like this. It needs to be like that. And then this would attach to here. Look at it. We like that, right? There's no reason not to move it over. I think I will actually. It means that this will be flapping around there. So I could risk it for the biscuit and serge it again. You know? And if I could do that and end here where this would cover up the end, I think I could handle that. Oh yeah, that's what you guys are saying, serge it again. I think I could. Oh, I think there's an earthquake. Oh, wow. So maybe, could I get that under there? Let's see here. Let's just map it out. This is what I want to trim off. The zipper presser foot's, the serger presser foot's pretty wide. Okay. Oh, that seems risky. I don't think I can. Maybe from this side. Nah. Maybe I could. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm nervous too. I have to be able to get the presser foot between here and here. I could bind it. I could cut it off and bind it. The binding wouldn't show, but at least it would be finished. Jump over top without moving the camera. Kara, do you really think they're going to let me get away with doing something this potentially high sewing drama not on camera? Yeah, maybe that's it, Angela. Just not do it. I don't have to do all of it, right? We could, if it was here, we could just set it like that. Okay. All right, let's try it. All the risky stuff today. All right, let me move the cameras really quick. And we'll try it out. There is one tiny cord. There it is. That's the problem. And the wheel is getting hung up on it. There we go. Oops. Forgot I pulled this camera down and grabbed all my thread. All right. I also got to bring back the serger. And the pants. I promise this will be more seamless soon. Well, somewhat seamless. This is the price I'm paying for having only a 2-camera setup now. But it gives us other perks that you can't quite appreciate, but I do. All right. I had already put the serger away. Plug it back in. Let's turn the iron off. We don't need that kind of mishap. All right. Let's chalk it. We could hear a marker, maybe. Nancy. Let's see if we can get some sort of line before I take all these off. Oh wait, we need this to be, yeah, shoot dang. We need the line to be on the other side. We're not doing it from this side. This is not my first rodeo. Okay, so now we can use the washable marker. Right, Nancy? Okay. So let's line up these pins. Okay. All right, so, you know, this presser foot, actually, I think we're going to be okay. This presser foot's narrower than my old one. I think we're going to be okay. So let's trim this off first, and we can do the thing that Amy wanted me to do earlier. All right. And if it goes wrong, we'll blame it on Amy. All right, so we're going to do a nice little tail here. It'll be okay. The angle is not going to be the nicest, but we're going to push this all the way back. Are we on? Yeah. It is hard to get close, man. Okay, if my presser foot was any wider, it would not work. Okay, so we're flipping it over and, oof, kind of far. And now I'm going to pull all my top threads, all four, tighten it up a little bit. This side's so much easier to sew from. Oh yeah, look at that, very nice. Yeah, no worries, Kim. I mean, hopefully you don't encounter doing this, right? But it happens. And I think that one of the things I've been like looking at a lot lately is fly sewing. Because there is a lot of ways to do it, and I think that there could be, I'd like to investigate some things, you know? I want to move this, but I don't want to make you guys sick. I don't want to make you guys queasy. We need like a little song for the camera change, you know? Happy trails to you. It's more like it's going on an adventure, you know? All right, we're back. Okay. Like it never happened. It looks good. This right here, though, you know what we're going to do? We're going to cut this little thread, and we're going to tie it. Yeah, hopefully, I think, you know, it's funny, this angle actually turned out really nice. It's probably the best angle I've ever had, because this is definitely not the way. All right, so now here we are. We've covered our whole zipper. I like that. How far down do you like to go? I like to cover this mess right here. So maybe like that. That is the intended length, so I like that. All right, so now I'm going to just line these two up and stitch them together. It looks nice, yeah. It looks intentional. We meant to do this all along. I think it's really ironic that I'm the one who did the how to sew video for this pattern. Yeah, I saved that little piece I trimmed off, Derry. All right. That looks good. We like. All right, so now we just need to do a couple of little things to finish it off. And that is all your bar tacks. So if you like bar tacks, you need something to hold this fly facing over, the extension I mean, not the facing. So I'm gonna make sure it's all nice and flat. Now I'm hyper aware of that. And it really bugged him, you know, understandably. I like to put this over if there's any stitch bobbles. You know, like that curve can be kind of stitch bobbly. It's my fake bar tack. Oh God, that just gave me a freaking heart attack right there. Whew, it was just fluff. And then, you know, I could stitch up like this. I think that would look good. Maybe not do my stitching. Like this is the way I do mine, but his don't have to look like that, right? So let's maybe I'll just start right here on this. I don't know if you can see how well you can see all this. That's good. And I'm going to do a bar tack right here. Bar tack. Bar tack. Do 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 do. There we go. Oof, not very parallel. All right, so now let's take out our basting stitch. That looks clean. That looks pretty good. I just keep meaning to monkey around with flies because I want to come up with my preferred configuration, you know? Like, I really don't like this point right here. You know what I mean? Is it just like weird little things like that? I think is it Cashmere who does a curved? Yeah, they do a curved one. That can be nice, you know? I try and be gentle about this because you know how I was saying the one drawback about doing the fly with the facing is that you stitch together, you baste the center front together. And if I can be just kind of gentle with it, maybe we can not chew up the denim. Denim is, it shows everything, you know? It's nice and sturdy. Shows everything. Every little stitch. You want a nice needle when you're sewing denim, that's for sure. Because if you have to take something out and your needle was chewing it up and you didn't know it, well, that's a bummer. All right, so now let's go to here and see if we can grab, see my little, you see all the little points, the little thread points? See if we can grab one and get all of it out. We got it. Don't cut, don't cut, don't cut. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right. Let's test. So you can still see where I sewed it. That looks good. All right, and you are my witness. It is nice and flat at this stage. Let's hope it stays that way. All right, I think the only thing I would do probably is I like to baste across the top sometimes right here. Right here. And then this one, does this need it too? Not really. Let's get all these extra threads out now so we don't immortalize some of them. Okay. Sweet. Triumph. Very satisfying indeed. All right, what time is it? Oh yeah, do you guys want to do a little more? We have time. Let's sew the back. Oh, but we need the serger more. All right, we can do our back pockets. Oh no, we don't need the serger. We're flat felling. We're flat felling. Think I will only need the serger now for the side seams. I think that's it. The side seams. Because I'm even going to flat fell my yoke. I'm hoping I don't regret that. I have a feeling I might regret that. I don't know. We'll see. I really hope I don't regret that, actually. Should we hook up the iron again? Maybe just the pockets. We have the back assembly left, and we still have to assemble the jeans. So we have the fronts to the backs, and we're gonna flat fell the inseam. We have the side seams, and we have the waistband after we assemble the backs. I sewed this so not straight. Oops. Hey, is anyone going to Pattern Con? Oh, okay. I have my hammer handy. I have my hammer handy. That's the right way you say that, yeah. All right. Now I have that song Freak Out in my head. I think I need to lengthen my stitch length. I'm sewing so not straight on that first pass, and it's because I didn't press it first. So it's not confident sewing. Pattern Con, I ended up buying a ticket to it the last day tickets were for sale. I don't know if she'll allow, like she'll have another, I don't know. But it's like an event for people into pattern drafting. But so there's a lot of teachers teaching. I'm not teaching because I thought you had to be like invited as a teacher. And so I'm not teaching. I didn't even think you could apply. Sorry. And I just was asking Trisha about it, like saying it looked like fun. So it looks just, yeah, like it's an event, and there's going to be all kinds of pattern stuff, which, you know, I'm into that, right? So basically, and it's in mid-August. And it's in, I said it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think that the tickets are not for sale anymore, Angela. So if you actually are interested, you should decide and ask her soon, because it's like you get access to, wait, how do I describe this? It's a flat fee to go. And then you get to pick a class from 3 different blocks. So Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning. And you, like it, oh, this is not the right piece. If you registered early, you probably got a better choice. So you get to put like your 1st through 5th choices. You know what I mean? I know Shalva is going. Okay, what did I do here? Here we go. Wait. Oh my God, that's the hymn. I'm distracted. Okay. Thanks for telling me. That was the hem. Good thing it didn't fit. If I had not tapered these jeans, it might have fit. Good thing I tapered them. You wouldn't have let me live that one down. Flat felt seams are so much easier when you're using the same thread color top and bottom. Oh, I don't think so, Jan. I don't think it's over your head at all. I think that there's all kinds of things there, all kinds of classes. Yoke him would be hilarious. Oh, yeah, Angela. Yeah, well, check it out. It'd be cool to meet some folks. I just spontaneously signed up for it on Friday. That's why you haven't heard me mention it. All right, Terry, do you go down with your flat fell or up? I feel like it goes up, right? Or do you go down? I feel like this looks like women's and this looks like men's, and I don't know why. You go down? All right. Let's do it. There's definitely a lot of classes pertaining in the realm of costume stuff. So if you're interested in that, that could be really interesting. It's a really fun array of people. A lot of them I've never heard of or know. So that'll be really fun to like meet some people I don't know at all. Yeah, no, it is absolutely that, Angela, exactly. I hope I get the classes. I'm going to take a few of the classes just because why not, you know? One of them is on padding your dress form, and I just got I already had ordered a padding kit, and mainly I'm doing that because it's really hard to mimic some of the fitting issues. You can pretty much do any fitting issue on any body, but sometimes it seems kind of ridiculous to put some of them on, like a flat butt like adjustment on my dress form. You know, like my booty's not flat. You know, and I could fake it, but that just seems kind of ridiculous, and I want it to be believable. So I got a kit, and then I saw that there's a class about that, so I was like, oh, this will be fun. No, I'm flying to Charlotte. There is a website, and I'm not. I think if you maybe search patterncon.com, you'll find it. I'm not sure about that though. I hope I learn about my classes soon because I picked so few. I honestly just didn't want to be that person in a class where if the instructor knew I knew how to do that, I didn't want them to think I was like creeping on them. You know what I mean? I thought that would be a little bit weird. So I picked some classes that are just completely out of pocket for me, like the padding a dress form, and I think that's with Brooksand Camper, who I've heard of. He's not having a design. Is that okay? Trisha is teaching something about origami something with pattern drafting. So I'm taking that. I don't know what it was. Yeah, exactly, Angela. You will, Jan? Okay. That works. You just Googled it. Oh, okay. I think it was Kay who asked that. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. All right, I'm going to turn on the iron and press this. I think that I didn't realize, I forgot that we were doing some of the back today. Yeah, and someone had asked, was it you, Angela, who had asked that in the guild? And I had heard a little bit about it, but I didn't know anything about it. And I was I kind of meant to keep going to that post to see what people were saying about it. Yes, there is, Angela. And that's just included. So the price includes like lunches that day, snacks, access to the classes that you get, and access to the vendor hall. Oh, that was you. Oh, okay. Do I need to iron this? And did anyone reply, Angela? I think you posted during Stash Dash, and y'all were posting a lot in the guild. It was awesome. But I was having trouble keeping up. So I may have missed if people were posting it. All right, I'm going to just press this. I'm not going to drag the camera over. Sorry. This is why we wish we had the other setup, I guess. But there really are advantages to how I'm doing this now. And Terry thinks I might need my hammer. So I wrapped it around the edge here. No iron needed, go for it. I normally would. Are we surprised? I could have probably put the pocket on first. But we'll do that next. This denim is heavier. He wanted heavier, so I'm glad I could provide that. It did. Oh, okay, Angela. Shoot. Was Shalva able to say that she's going? I know she's been caught up with some other stuff right now, so she might not have seen your post. We'll just pull the camera. We're at the point in the stream where I get tired of adjusting. Then you know, my kingdom for the ability to sew straight, because it would actually be really helpful. The bottom row looks pretty good. The top row is, well, the top row is the bobbin. That's part of the problem. I didn't think about this thoroughly. And this one, I actually did get the top thread on this one. You know what I mean? So like, when I sewed this first seam wrong sides together right here, that's the bobbin thread. I sewed it with this side up. And if you sew it with your top thread up, it'll look more similar to your edge stitch one because it's the same. The guild is a community that I have. It's not an official guild. I just called it So Guild, mainly because of I like the idea of the original old-fashioned guild. But it's a community. It's free to join. You're welcome to join us. It's really fun. And there's no selling or advertising or businesses in there. No sponsorships. So it's just about sewing, and you can ask questions to people like, I'm looking for a pattern for this or whatever. You can just look at everybody else's posts. There's some free content in there. There are paid tiers, one of which is just like here's, $6 a month, Saremy, I like what you do. And then the other one is if you're someone who's like wanting to get help directly from me, there are 4 Zooms a month that are open to all of the members of that tier. and they come and we hang out and they ask questions, and it can be anything from how do I draft this to how do I sew this to how do I fit this. And there's also skill building sessions that are quite chunky that are available to you, and there's 10 of those. So those are there as part of that tier as well. And we do fun things like we have a monthly challenge, and last month it was something called Stash Dash. And so we were all sewing our stashes, and everyone got a free badge that sits by their profile if they like used a certain number of yards or they used the most yards. Angela, did you win that? Oh no, Rachel won that. I think Angela got second. There you go, Terry. I like it. Once you fall in love with us. And it's a very low key. Like, it's not, I'm not in there like rah-rahing all the time. Like, I'm always in there, but I'm pretty low key that way because I'm not big on social media unless it's building community. I really appreciate building community. So that's kind of what I'm about. It's really, I feel like it's your space. Oh, I should have put the pockets on. What am I doing? Dang. Because now I'll have more to manage with this pocket. This is the flat fell I'm worried about because of the juncture of this yoke right here. Terry says I can do it. I'm going to trim it really close right here. There we go. That's what you did, you've done. I love it. Yeah, if you're not in the like paid So Guildies group, you can post your question and people will help you. Sometimes I'll chime in as well if I can. But mostly like when someone's like, I need help fitting these pants, and they will come to workshop. If they can't make workshop, you can make a post in that group. But I have time set aside for workshop, which is great. Plus, everybody really likes seeing everybody's questions. You're trying to get a good head start then, Angela? I get it. I'm going to go get my hammer really quick. It's right here. Oh, it's okay, Bubs. Ooh, I just kind of snuck up on him. He didn't wake up until I was walking away. I should probably cover that so I don't wear out the denim right there. You know? Yeah, it was. Stash Dash was really fun. It was kind of one of the very first challenge where everybody was really gung-ho because I think we all were like, yeah, let's use the stash. And I think too, like coming on the heels of Me Made May, there's a lot of sales during Me Made May, and I bet a lot of people bought new fabric, and so you are feeling that like, so it was fun. And it's a guild member who hosts the challenges. Like if you are like, hey, I have this interest in sewing. I don't know, what don't we have a group for yet? I like sewing clothes for pets, right? And you feel like there's enough people that would be interested in talking about that a lot. You can make your own group. You just tell me and I make it for you, and you can have a group in there and talk about pet sewing. You know, those groups aren't very active, but they're there so that someone's like, oh, look, there's a coat making group. I'm going to go in here and check out what's going on in there. It is kind of nice to have a dedicated space, especially if you're really into it or you're like deep in a project and you don't want to bog down the whole main feed with all of your adventures, you know. I don't like this, Terry. I don't like this at all. Why do you do this? Holy. You're a crazy person. I'm not Levi. Ugh. Oh, I don't trust this at all. Oh my goodness. Okay. No, that is not happening. That is not happening. Oh yeah, Terry put a link above. Terry is Mama Said So. I think she did. But she'll put another one in there. We used to have a command. I did trim. Let's take this out and start it again. Let me take these out and then I thought I set myself up. I should maybe sew the seam a little bit wider right there. Thank you, Terry. There's the link. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. There we go. I think that I could have done a better job with the seam allowance there, to be really fair. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. That could be cool, Nancy. A petite sewing group. I don't want to keep trimming these little threads, but they are getting in the way. And then this. Holy. This is just too shy right here. That right there is too, Do I take this out and just do a larger seam allowance there? I think I have to. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I think we just got to do it. Got to be honest with it, you know? All right, Kim. Have a good day at work. Yeah. It's just because this is a spot right here. So you see right here. Oh. It's at an angle. It goes like this. Because this is how the seam allowance was in the pattern. It's at an angle, and this is the seam line. So that little angle was probably supposed to run along here. I know, just like an eighth there. I think you're right. I think I've done flat felled yokes maybe twice. And it's usually just because I forget to do it. And then when I do the rise, I'm like, oh, I wanted to do a flat felled yoke again. Well, now we can put the pockets on without having to deal with the full back, you know? Hopefully we can cover up this stitch line though. Makes me a little nervous. Maybe down here, we'll sew right on that stitch line. I would go, but it's, yeah, I already trimmed it. Yeah, you're right. I got to remember that. Don't let me forget that. Imagine. He's like, my right cheek feels tighter. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Loki? Were you laying in the sun? Yeah. For like 10 seconds because it's so hot. You would sew now and then rip out the stitches? Oh, just to capture it? That's actually not a bad idea. I like that. Maybe I will. It'll stay more accurate, huh? Today's stream brought to you by Terry. Yeah. I am starting to get on board with the things like, why do I have to make this harder on myself, you know? Okay. Oh, your seams are 3/4. Yeah, I think that's a good idea on that, where the juncture, because there's a juncture of the yoke. All right. Down here, well, we can leave it the same. It's just up here. Because it is at 5/8. Like, I do have it. Okay. I don't want to accidentally sew in any of these threads, though. All right. Take up the rest. So if for those of you, the current challenge in the guild is called Pattern Pile. So now people are sewing a pattern they've never sewn. It's been in their stash lurking. It had to have been purchased before July. So any of you doing that, and like what have you been sewing? What is it? What is your thing you buy a lot? Do you have like a few patterns that you always buy? Like me, it's always shirt dresses. I always buy shirt dresses and apparently wrap dresses. I didn't realize that until like beginning of this year. I was like, wow, I have a lot of wrap dress patterns, and I have maybe one wrap dress. Do you guys, are you a repeat offender on a certain style of pattern? Like some people might be jeans, right? They're looking for the perfect pair of jeans. Bras. Just trying to be really careful here. Not catch anything but the thread. Okay, fine. Derry does need a badge. You buy all the wide leg pants. Have you found your tried and true one yet? Jacket. I thought, oh, Terry's probably gonna say jackets. Yeah, no, we haven't seen Malin in a while. Maybe I should relieve her so she's not feeling like, I don't want her to feel bad that she's not here much, you know what I mean? Don't trim this down, Saremy. Trim this down up here. I don't know why I trimmed all that down. And then we could maybe ask for a volunteer so you can have help sometimes. Being the mod. All right. I'm gonna iron this and then maybe take the hammer to it. Just iron this really quickly. I don't think I have done that on this. I think I'm gonna lose my pocket marking. All right. Yeah, oh, you did. Oh. The OOP designer patterns from the 80s. Like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, I just saw someone make those. I saw Aronica make those, Angela. Yeah, Terry buys a lot of those too. Okay, let's see up here. That feels a lot easier. I think, I don't want my seam allowance to look wider there, but it might. You know what the problem is? I actually think I need to trim this away too. It can't fold in there because it's in the way. That's probably scary to do, but I think that's going to help that. Because now it can wrap. There's room for the seam allowance. We'll see. Let's see how we do. The last thing I want to do is see my husband's rise coming apart right there. That'd make me mad. This pattern starts with only 3/8 inch seam here, so this is why I'm in this pickle. I added a little, but you know, the seam allowance wasn't set up for this, so it has an angle. I forgot about that. I should have taken that angle off. Wait, get over there. It's still really hard. It's pretty thick denim. Let's get closer. And I should have back stitched my top stitching in the side seam, like turned the corner, so that I wouldn't have these little cut ends of the top stitching poking out right there. I hate this. I hammered it once. I don't want to like hurt the fabric. I think I got it. Because I was already getting like a wore out spot right there where I hammered. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. All right. This may be something I have to revisit. Backup plans include overlocking it. You know, there's always a way. There's not sometimes a way, but in this case, I do have the option to do that. So, because that would put all of the seam allowance on the inside of the garment, not on top. And what I meant about like this, the end of this top stitching, these rows of top stitching right here along this, if I had turned along the seam like this and put my back stitch like this, it wouldn't have put these, let me show you. It looks like, oh, this one goes down the side seam. But do you see how like this right here has this little tiny thread sticking up right here? That little tiny tail, because I stopped sewing right there. And then it has that, and if you trim it, then it just undoes the stitch and then comes out somewhere else, right? So you need to like turn the corner and back stitch there like that right there, or just stitch. All right. That was an effort. I think the zipper fly was easier. All right, let's put our pockets on. So now these were asymmetrical, and I'm thinking that the notches go toward the back, to center back, you know, because it's a center back notch. Oh, look at that. Do you see that crease in there? That's Terry and I's pet peeve. Ooh, it's really visible on camera. Yep. All right. Okay, first thing we need to do, let's pull the camera a little bit. We're gonna do this because it's driving me crazy. Do any of you do this, or is it just me? I just can't stand these things flapping around. Maybe it's just the space I have to work with is just not, you know. We all have our pet peeves. It's better to do it on the back side though, because then the pin won't bug me as much. This one, yeah, this one is kind of sticking up a little bit. There we go. All right. Oh, neat, Kay. There's a grading class at that Pattern Con. I thought, that's cool. You know, when they're talking grading, things are serious. I can barely see my marks. I see the horizontal one, but not really the vertical one. So just looking for it. You would? Well, the pin's on the bottom, so I just don't like the flappiness, you know? Again, I'm going to have these little threads and they're going to be poking out like stubble. It's a stitching stubble. We do think that the double notches would go towards center back, right? Like this looks okay. As opposed to, it's an asymmetrical pocket. This would be the other option. Yeah, I think that's veering out too far. I think I'll move it over. More like that. No fancy design today. Thought about it. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, we're doing so good. Oh, nailed it. Nice. Okay. I had my eye exam on Monday. I hate when pockets are like that. And I told him, I was like, you know, this chart, this is not it. You need to have people thread a needle. Like, come on. I want real life skills. Test me on real life skills. Things I really need. Like, you should have people read nutrition facts on a, you know, food. Or a prescription bottle. Or thread a needle. You know what I mean? Because I find that the chart, I don't know. It's not good enough. I actually like the stitching on those other jeans, and I just started off the wrong way to do that. I think, pretty sure. Yeah, real life eye tests. Oof. Yeah, I don't like being stabbed. It makes me angry. I think that's just like a response, like a physical response. It makes me angry, you know? It'll make me cranky real quick. Oh. Oh, that was a little curved, isn't it? What did I? Oh, okay. Let's get rid of the pins. We have one more pocket. We did a lot today. Oh, geez, did you see that? It pulled to the side. Look at that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, what was that about? What made it pull over? Jeez. That's annoying. Do many of you put the little leather patch on the back of your jeans? Okay, there's a back stitch here, but this one here, I'm gonna have to, should have left a tail. We're gonna have to back it out a little bit further. Come on. I hate seam ripping on twill. It's so easy to grab the denim, and then when you grab the denim, you'll get a run in it, and you'll get this like white thread pulling through your denim. So you gotta be careful. See, that was it, or that was the thread. I just need enough to tie a knot with so that we can have an invisible start stop right here. Okay, let's pull those threads out of the way, and then we'll, oh wait. This needs to be a tail too. All right, oops. I keep expecting a blue bobbin because that's what I usually do. All right, we'll get that out of the way. Okay, let's see. Don't push me this time, please. All right, so now I can't see on the back. Well, actually, you're right. I probably could have. You know, I'm used to doing navy blue, and there's something about the navy blue on the back of twill that it just kind of looks weird. You know, like it does something with my eyes. There we go, and then pull this one. So I just kind of tug on the bobbin, and then I can pull all 4 of those threads. See? Now it's invisible. But we're going to tie a knot here, and then when I'm done, I will pull this into the seam, like between the rows of stitching, just kind of with a needle, you know. Give me 2 things to tie, please. I think this thread is going through the other one. It is. Boy, okay. All right, whatever. I don't like visible back tags when they're not supposed to be there. I know it's my own weird quirky thing, but I like the challenge of it too. I admit that. And then I will take these tails . I will take these tails and then I'll slip a needle between the 2 rows of stitching here and just like pull them through and then trim them close. So we'll just leave that for now. But it's a little bit funky there. Could be worse. Oh yeah, I bet that is nice to watch. I think the bulk did push my foot. I think I missed a bunch of comments too. Sorry about that. You have your beard on the inside. I didn't know you had a beard. Terry. All right, let's mark our pockets on the other side here. What I'll do is put my pocket here and just line it up so that it's in the same spot. Actually, what we could do is maybe do this. Let's do one little pin here. This might not work. Let's see. We like a symmetrical booty, but only in our pants. Okay, there we go. See, Angela? Have a good night. This looks pretty good. They always look off center because this top stitching is off center because this is the center right here. And this is extra. So it's gonna, this pocket usually looks closer than that one. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, we'll do it this way. Upside down. I should go turn that iron off. I keep hearing it. Oh, and then I'll fold this corner in. Tuck that in there. We don't need the messy stuff. So that's another thing I want to refine on this pattern. So that's a few things now. We want to change the angle of the seam allowance on the yoke. Oh yeah, this is not going to happen right here. I can see it. And then I'm going to change the width of one fly facing. And I'd like to change these points here at the top. I don't like how severe they are because they're hard to enclose. You know, every time you make it, you just get it a little closer to how you want your tried and true. Michael doesn't complain about things. I will ask him. It's been years since I've sewn him jeans. This was probably the last pair I sewed for him, jeans. I've only sewn 2 pairs of jeans for him. He's gotten things he didn't ask for, like chinos, the pull-on summer pants. What else? Get rid of this. See, that's that little thread stubble. Fold that in. This could use a hammer. One, two, three. Ooh, that's really on the edge there. It's a little wibbly. Or wobbly. Did I just run out of bobbin thread? We're literally 4 inches away for the end. Come on, you can do it. Okay. This one looks... Look what I did. Do you see it? It just looks messy. Do you see that I went across the top, not in the stitching there? Because That isn't along the edge there, but this one, it was. Oh, well. No, the Jutlands, you're right. I did the Jutlands and these, so. All right, we made it, except for this. You don't get a good night tonight right there. Like, it's in there, the fabric, but this thread is not the top stitch thread. So the fabric is is in there, but this little row of top stitching right here, because somebody didn't go into the seam allowance. So we'll just put a big patch right there. I could just put a back stitch right here. It's not perfect, but if I do one above it, it'll look like it's supposed to be that way. And it'll secure it. I think that will work. Oh, it looks really bad on camera. It looks better in person, I promise. There's just one little thread here I'm going to trim. And I think that'll look better. And it'll secure it. All right, so we have our backs. Maybe too low down. Wait, belt loops? Oh, that might be too low. But I think that's a good idea. Okay, so we have our front. This feels like hours ago. And then we have our back. We're ready. So we have our waistband and our belt loops. And I think I'm gonna do the bias facing for the waistband. If you guys want, I'll do it the other way. You guys can let me know. So we'll do that on Saturday, and we'll finish these up, and we'll do the side seams and the French, the flat fell inseam as well. So cool. Okay, Tara, I've thought about it. I think I still like doing the 1/4 inch seamless because you end up with a much smaller folded seam on the inside, and I like that better than. What is this? Is this how you do your flat felled? All right, well, thanks for coming, guys. They turned out really good. They're on their way. I think, you know. We prevailed on the fly. The fly looks really nice. I like it, I like it. Yeah, see you guys Saturday. Same time, same place. See you in the guild in between. And have a good rest of your night and Friday and weekend if I don't see you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.